Well, hey there, welcome to the shop. Welcome to the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. This is my shop dog, Stella. She's excited. She's always excited to do things in the shop because she knows that there may be something later to go to the park or chase a rabbit. That's always a good treat for her. So I brought my 1954 Singer 4AD out of storage for the winter, and I've been driving it. We've got some great weather. It is going to be again 75 degrees and sunny in Portland, Oregon, which is really nice. There's nothing better than the Pacific Northwest when it's sunny. It's rainy most of the year, and Stella's going to go take a nap in a car. But lately it's been beautiful. Last 3 days have just been gorgeous, and I've been really lucky to drive this car. And I drove it for the first time after dark last night and realized that one of my lights was out, and it's one of these cool little lights. And I thought, you know what, while I'm replacing that bulb, I should probably introduce this car to people who are new to the channel, and or remind people what it's like to drive a 1954 Singer Roadster 4AD. So I just turned the lights on there. You can see what the light looks like, the running light, when it's operational. That comes on with the headlights. And if you look really close, you'll notice a couple of really cool details. This always gets me. There's a little red indicator on top of the light, and there's a hole in the back of the housing, so when the light's on, a little bit of light shines up through the red indicator, and you can see that from the driver's seat. And last night I was driving, I was like, you know what, that light is off on this side. Sure enough, I've got this one apart. You can see the hole there. I've just put a new bulb in there. If I push it in, it lights up the light. See how the red light lights up? And you can see that from the driver's seat. Really cool old car. Kind of sorted back history. It has glass, real glass lenses for the lights, which you don't see that anymore. Everything's plastic these days. But I almost gave up on this car. I bought it from a friend. Said it was running and driving, or he had run it and drove it a couple years prior, and it was a mess. It sat outside, the clutch was locked up, the brakes were completely unusable, the engine was actually seized, and I went through, took about a good year to get it all back together. Had to actually rebuild the drive line, actually the drive shaft, all the brakes, went through and put in new clutch and brake master cylinders. I'm going to go through this car a little bit, kind of introduce you or reintroduce you to what it is and how it came to be. Again, it's a 1954 Singer Roadster. It's a 4AD, and I believe the 4AD is pertains to actually having four-seater. Most Roadsters are just two seats. This actually has, as you can see, a driver passenger seat, and there's actually a pretty good seat in the back. My dog Stella rides back here. I always leash her in so she doesn't jump out after a squirrel, but there's enough room where you could get two adults back there. There's no seat belts, and the body is all aluminum, and you can see where the body is cracked. Not much you can do. You got to weld aluminum or put Bondo on it, and that's what somebody has in the past. But you can see through there, that's aluminum shining through, and also the cracks here around the back trunk area. When I got the car, the tail lights didn't work, and there were truck lights where those vents are, and I thought it looked stupid. So I got the lights working. They're awesome, and I didn't know how to cover the holes, but I put some Home Depot dryer vents that were stainless steel over those holes, and I now have a rear bumper for it. It's an MG bumper instead of just the bumperettes. Singer motors operated from like 1890 all the way to like 1956. So this was one of the last cars they made, or they were absorbed or something. I'm going to open this trunk for you. This is what I call the trunk, or the rumble seat. It's also where the gas tank resides. This car has been put onto an MGA frame, although it still retains the Singer brakes, axles, and a lot of components. Just want to show you the craftsmanship. The car has a lot of wood in it, as you can see here, you would stick your square peg handle either from, I'm assuming this side, it's kind of like a cabinet, and this would, this little lever would pop up and engage there. Very much like cabinets of yesteryear, as well as the wood. Wood is not in good shape. It functions fine, but there are some wood parts of the body and trunk that I've had to shim to keep from rattling, and that's where the cracks have come from. It's an old car, and it has been braced, and you know what? It's rough, but I love it that way. I zipped this thing down the road. It has been repowered by a Volvo engine. I don't know if I alluded to that earlier. It's a B18. I'm thinking from 67 through 72, something like that. I put a hot one-wire small frame, like Kubota style alternator on it because the other one was giving me fits. This has internal regulator. The other one did not. It was quite complex, had a bunch of wires and a regulator that was mounted up on the wood cowl there, which couldn't get a good ground. So it's been running pretty good. I put electronic ignition on it. I'm going to shut this side of the hood and show you the other side. It doesn't have the correct hood latches, and I really wish I had the Singer emblem for the front, which is ceramic. And I think there's more of a hood ornament. Somebody cut out the side of the grill there to put the big carburetors on, which is a bummer. But it is definitely over carbureted. It's an 1800cc engine with standard compression. Don't think it even has a cam. And it has dual DCOE 45s, which are way too big, and the chokes are way too big. But I messed around with these things a lot, and I've got them running as good as they possibly can. It actually runs really good. Pulls away great from a stop sign. It is 12 volt. This is the fuse panel, just a couple of simple little fuses. I've rewired almost the entire car. There's no electric choke, of course. It is a manual choke. And I put a heat shield on the header there because I was having issues with the heat from the exhaust warming the carburetors. That made a huge difference in the way it runs. Still retains the factory Singer radiator and still has the Armstrong lever action shocks. I did put the hubcaps and the rings on it. It has different wheels with adapters because, let's see, if I recall, there's a different style axle in the rear than the front, different bolt pattern, and we had to adapt. I'm not sure, but I got all the wheels looking the same, has new tires, and it has a fold down windshield. It has basic minimal controls, an impaling type steering wheel should I get into an accident. I did put retractable seat belts in it, which made a nice safety upgrade. Pull them out. They're really nice. 4-speed Volvo transmission, like out of, again, a B20 or B18 from the late 60s, early 70s, and a whole bunch of gauges, which most of them do work, which is nice. I've upgraded the rear view mirror works fantastic, although it's in the wrong position. It probably should be up here. The wipers are non-existent. I don't have those, so it's a sunny summer car only. Really a fun car, super fun to drive. You've seen me drive it around in some of the videos. I really enjoy it, but wanted to give you more of a technical view of the car. Surprisingly, these seats are comfortable. I would not have thought that fiberglass bucket seats with no padding are comfortable. I've tried putting padding in there and it feels like my butt's too high and I'm looking over the windshield. I don't like it. Just the position, they're non-adjustable, is fine. I did kind of adjust the pedals down there so that I can drive the car. I have long legs. The doors do come off. If you do decide to take them off, I prefer to keep them on. And they don't fit good. You got to help them. You got to lift them up. You got to actually make the handles so they lock. It is a fun summer car. It really is. So wanted to show you that. I enjoy this car much more than I should, and that comes from my heart. So just want to let you know about the Singer and upcoming summer. All right, I think I've Said enough about the Singer. I'm kind of gushing over it. It's a really fun summer car. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something, and maybe I inspired you to work on your classic Roadster, convertible, or even a British car of any type. They're super fun. They do take some work to get them sorted out. It's taken me years to sort this thing out, but it is now to the point where it's completely sorted. And should I decide to do the paint and body work, it's going to take me 10 more years. And I'm like, nah, I'm just going to enjoy it. So I hope you enjoy your car too. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.